So everything that you've been hearing is true. The Miami Hurricanes versus Michigan State football game for the 2020 season has been canceled.
Coach Coop, Coach Coop, Coach Coop, the Coach Coop Show. Coach Coop, Coach Coop, Coach Coop, the Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show.
What's going on, Canes fans? It's been a few weeks since I've seen you guys, and man, it feels good to be back and say that again. I was in the hospital. I had some heart issues that hopefully, fingers crossed, seem to be getting better now. I wanted to address that real quick. I know some of you guys are thinking, Coop, you're always pushing. This is a football channel. What you doing? I wanted to address it because on Twitter, somehow a rumor got started that Coach Coop had the coronavirus. That absolutely was not true. But speaking of that, man, we are starting to see the impact that it is going to have on the 2020 season. A few days ago, the Big Ten announced that they will be playing conference games only in 2020. And you best believe that it's only going to be a matter of time before all of the other conferences do the same thing. So it's already set in stone that the Hurricanes and the Spartans will not face off in the 2020 season. Now, the ACC plays an 8-game conference schedule, so it's expected that they will move to a 10-game conference schedule like the Big Ten. Honestly, I believe that all of the other conferences in college football will do the same. They'll move to a 10-game conference-only 2020 season. So that means that the Miami Hurricanes will have 2 opponents that they need to pick up and add to their schedule this year. And there are talks that poor little old Notre Dame over there all by their lonesome needs some more teams to play. So I say line them up for both games and we beat them back to back. That overhyped piece of garbage. The doctor said just breathe, Coop. Anyway, I'm curious to see how my college football family feels about all of this. Let's talk about some 2020 season scenarios down in the comment section. What do you think should happen? How do you think that we should approach the 2020 season? Now, of course, I won't ask a question without giving you an answer myself. Now, this is kind of difficult to answer because, let's be real, things are changing every single day with all this stuff. And I in no way want to turn this into some type of political video or a conspiracy video. Let's talk about football in the comment section and the season and how we think it could happen and what changes we think would need to be made if we think it's even realistic. But for me, I feel like we just need to ensure that there's room for flexibility with everyone's schedule. And what I mean by that is if a team, for instance, sees a spike in cases one week right before they're supposed to play a game, there needs to be the option or the ability for them to be able to quarantine, so to say, or postpone the game out a couple of weeks. And we need to be able to do that just on a whim at any point with any of the teams at any point in their schedule. Now, how exactly do you do that? I don't know. Maybe you extend the season out longer than normal. Maybe you have a week or 2 week gap between each game. I don't know. Maybe it sounds crazy. I'm just kind of popping these thoughts off the top of my head. But we need to make sure that there's some sort of flexibility there that we can work with everybody. But to be completely honest with you guys, there are 2 things that I see being very frustrating about the 2020 season. Now, obviously, there's many other things that are going to be frustrating, but these are 2 big things. Number one, if we don't implement a smart, well thought out plan and we get a few games into the season and then all of this crazy stuff starts happening and then we end up having to cancel the rest of the season. Boy, is that going to be frustrating. Building up the hype, seeing what a team potentially could be, what they're doing, and then you just have to cut it off. Sorry, done. Season's over. Man, that's going to be frustrating. And number 2 is that no matter which team ends up winning the national championship this season, fans of opposing teams that don't win it are all going to use this stuff as an excuse that the Natty this year doesn't count. And man, I got to tell you, that's going to be frustrating. Being the team, I mean, obviously winning a national championship is a big deal, and that's always your goal for every season. But imagine finally winning the national championship and then it being the year that everyone says, nah, remember when all that coronavirus stuff was happening and the schedules were all jacked up and all this crazy stuff happened? No, that one, mark that one off. It doesn't count. So that's going to be really frustrating. Obviously, I do want there to be some form of college football, but I do want us to approach it in a safe way for everybody, coaching staff, players, fans at the games. I got season tickets this year, and I don't really know what's going to happen with that or what I plan on doing. What about you guys? Let's discuss two things. What do you think about the 2020 season? How do you think it should be approached? Do you think it should just be a normal season? What changes do you think should be made? And also, let's talk about if you're a season ticket holder, what are your plans? Are you going to hang on to those for now? Or are you planning on attending the games? Are you going to sell the tickets? You going to ask for a refund? How are you feeling? What are you thinking? Please let me know. I'm very talkative right now because I've not made a video in a couple of weeks. I've missed you guys, my Canes fan, my college football family. I know this isn't breaking news. This came out a few days ago, but this isn't a breaking news channel, so to say. I just love the discussions and talking about the game with you guys, with my family. So let's discuss it down in the comment section below. Make sure you click the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps more than you know. And man, either way, this year is going to be crazy. No matter what ends up happening. I do hope there is some sort of season because it's approaching soon. At the time of posting this video, we're halfway through July. Decisions got to be made. I'm looking at a calendar over here, probably by the end of the month, honestly, if we're going to get everything in place. So here's the hoping, right? Man, I love you guys. Remember that we're all one big happy college football family, that at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. Will there be a college football season in 2020?